In this video, I'm going to explain to you how to install your bullet Corp expander into your Lee Precision pistol powder Thru die and the advantages of using the bullet Corp expander with their coated bullets. Let's look at what the Lee Precision pistol powder Thru die does. Inside, there's an expander that's caliber specific, so be sure about that. That fits there. Your case will push that up. It will activate your powder measure for you to get a powder drop. It will also flare and expand your case mouth so that you can easily seat the bullet. Let's look at the differences between the two expanders. So, your bullet Corp expander and your Lee one. What's nice about the bullet Corp expander, it's also marked per caliber, so you can't mix them up. So look at the differences there. You'll note this one, the bullet Corp one, is a bit longer than the Lee one. So how do we install this into our pistol powder Thru die? We take the Lee one out and keep it. Don't throw it away. Put it one side. And mark it. Mark it for 9mm or whatever caliber you're loading. Why I'm saying keep it one side, because if you switch, which I doubt you'll do once you shot bullet Corp bullets, back to CMJ or FMJ bullets, the bullet Corp expander will not work. You will need that expander again. So we've got our bullet Corp expander. How do we install it? Quite simple. Just drops in. Now you will notice it sticks out a bit at the bottom, but it's fine. That's part of the job that it's going to do. Now we are going to install our pistol powder Thru die with the bullet Corp expander into our press. When you are setting up for a progressive press, Loadmaster Pro 1000, Pro 4000, make sure that you've set your sizing die first before you set all your other dies. The sizing die will determine the height of the stroke. We are going to install this die in now with the ram all the way to the top and the lock ring all the way to the top. We're going to turn it in until it makes firm contact with the shelter. Firm contact, and keep some pressure on the handle to make sure about that. Mark your die to make it easier. Now turn the die one full turn out. If you lock this die down in that position, it will not add flare or expand. It will only activate the powder measure. Now to add flare and expand, we need to turn the die back in. Now you need to do this in small increments. But from experience, I know in my setup, if I load a bullet Corp bullet, half a turn back in is more than enough flare and expansion on the case mouth. So lock your die in place. And this is important. Let's go over it again. Turn it till it touches. One full turn out and then in to add flare and expansion. You do not want this die to touch the shell plate. There must be space there. So we can see there, I've got a gap there. So it's turned in, half a turn in to add flare. Now to test that, you will need your powder measure, because the expander will go against the powder measure, and as it comes out, it will expand. If you test it like that, nothing will happen. Okay, so you need to install your powder measure. So, same with the Autodesk Autodrum, same installation. It turns into the die, and then you align it where you want it, and you secure it with the knurled adapter here. Okay. While you're turning your powder measure in, make sure that you do not move the die body from your initial setting. So let's just secure that. Your die and powder measure is now installed. And I would suggest working with a powder measure with no powder in there. You're testing, you don't want powder there now. So now we can test our flare. Right, now this is important. When you're testing your flare and you're setting up, use a sized case. Make sure the case has been sized. If you use a case that's been fired, the case mouth is open already. You're not going to set anything. So you must use a sized case. So, case to the bottom, case in, and we go up, and we're doing this slowly because we're setting up now. Our powder measure has been fully activated. As we come out now, you're going to hear this now. Feel that resistance, hear that resistance? Our case mouth has now been expanded. You can actually see. Now, remember I said half a turn back in. From experience, that's a good starting point for a coated bullet, for bullet Corp coated bullets. Because all we want now is for the bullet base to basically go into the case, like that, without falling over or out. You can see that? That's more than enough flare and expansion. You do not need more than that. So be careful when you set up. Don't let the die body touch the shell plate. Do not flare your cases too much. If you're going to do that, your cases are not going to last. That's all you want. The bullet can go in and out. The base of the bullet can go in and out there without falling out. That's more than enough flare. Your flare and your expansion has now been set. Let's talk about why this bullet Corp expander is such a clever idea. Let's look at the expander a bit more. As you can see here, it sticks out. Remember I showed you this part here on the bullet Corp expander is a little bit taller. Now what that will do is expand the case a bit deeper. So it's easier to seat the bullet, okay? And it will help you prevent swaging the bullet. In your next step, when you're going to seat the bullet and crimp the bullet, the possibility exists that you can swage the bullet. You can make the base of the bullet smaller. Now you want to prevent that. Swaging the bullet at the bottom will mean that you are going to get gas cutting. Gas cutting means that gases will escape to the front of the bullet, and it will take away the lubrication of the bullet, the main function of the coating of the bullet. That will lead to leading in your barrel, and it's something you want to avoid. So by using this expander, you are expanding your case a little bit deeper, seating your bullet easier, and you're preventing swaging. So that's the Bullet Corp expander. If you have any questions, please contact Bullet Corp. Thanks.